السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
My name is Sumaya.
And my name is Abdul Salam.
Welcome all to a new story from the series Stories from the Quran.
Today we have brought you a new story. This story is based in Surah Fil, referenced from Al-Bidayah wal-Nihayah by Ibn Kathir.
The heart of this story starts in what we call today Ethiopia. A long time ago there lay a kingdom known as Al-Habasha. Their king was called Al-Najashi.
One day Al-Najashi wanted to expand his kingdom, so his eyes set on a specific land which is called Yemen. He sent his loyal commander named Ariyat to go and invade Yemen.
So Ariyat did as told. He traveled to Yemen and invaded it. Ariyat was successful in his mission. He ruled Yemen for years with no problems.
But someone was jealous. He wanted to rule Yemen. That man was one of Ariyat's generals. His name was Abraha. Abraha decided to fight Ariyat over his kingdom in Yemen.
And because Abraha was a general, half of the army decided to join Abraha against Ariyat.
Both armies met, ready to fight for a kingdom. The armies were both about to start a bloody battle, but then Abraha had something else on his mind.
He decided to send a letter to Ariyat saying,
"If we both fight each other, our kingdom in Yemen will end. So we should come out and fight each other man to man, and the one who wins will take the kingdom of Yemen, along with all the armies."
Ariyat replied saying,
"That's a very wise suggestion."
So Ariyat and Abraha came together man to fight each other. Ariyat struck with his sword Abraha on his face and injured him badly, which gave him a massive scar. That's how Abraha got his nickname Al-Ashram, the one with the ruined nose.
Abraha saw that Ariyat was winning against him. He was desperate to win and take the kingdom for himself, and the only way to get out of the mess he made,
he informed one of his soldiers to stand behind Ariyat, and with a signal, the soldier attacked Ariyat from the back, and he was killed.
With that, Abraha now was the king of Yemen, and all the armies were under him. Abraha was satisfied and happy with his accomplishments. But not everyone was happy.
When the king of Al-Habasha heard the news about what Abraha did, he got so furious. He said,
"How can a general kill a leader that I sent to Yemen? I swear I'm going to kill him!"
Abraha realized that Al-Najashi would probably come and attack him. So he shaved his head and sent his hair to Al-Najashi. He even cut a piece of his skin to give it to him, along with a letter that read,
"Oh my king, Ariyat's loyalty was to you, and so was mine. We both had a fight, and now it's over. I shaved my head and cut a piece of my skin and sent it all to you, as a proof that I am loyal to you."
After the king saw that Abraha's loyalty is to Al-Najashi forgave him and let him rule Yemen. Abraha then ruled Yemen under the kingdom of Habasha.
At that time, the non-Muslims that lived in Yemen and the surrounding areas were the Arabs. They all used to go to Mecca to do Hajj every year. Abraha didn't like the fact that they went to do Hajj in Mecca and visit the Kaba, so he decided that he would make a huge church so that all the Arabs would leave the Kaba and come to this church.
So he took the people of Yemen and tortured them so that they can start building this church. The people of Yemen had no choice but to obey. Abraha was extremely strict with his workers. Anyone who came late would have get a horrible punishment.
Abraha made the Yemeni people work all the time and never rest. He wanted this church to be so big and luxurious that no man has seen.
Finally, the church was done. Abraha named the church Qilees. The Qilees was massive, and it was said that its walls were covered in golden paint. Abraha had a gigantic cross inside it. He decorated it and made it so beautiful so that all the Arabs would come and make Hajj towards it, not towards the Kaba.
Abraha put so much effort on making this church, but was all of that hard work worth it? Abraha sent a letter to Al-Najashi saying, O King of Habasha, I made a church named Qilees, and I made it in your name. So please accept this present from me, and in no time you'll start seeing the Arabs making Hajj towards the Qilees, not towards the Kaba.
Al-Najashi read the letter and was so pleased with Abraha's work. His trust for Abraha grew day by day. Abraha waited and waited and waited and waited for people to do Hajj towards this church.
One night, when an Arab man who was known for going to do Hajj in Mecca got very, very, very angry when he heard the news of Qilees and that Abraha decided to make all the Arabs go to Qilees and do Hajj there. He was very cross that he decided to do something that would insult Abraha and his Qilees.
So he walked slowly at a pitch black night with only the stars to guide him. He travelled to the Qilees. He went inside the church, ignoring its beauty. He dirtied the place, and with a split second, he left the Qilees without being caught.
Oh boy, was Abraham mad when he heard the news of the Arab man who dirtied the Qilees. He was so angry that he had a hideous plan that he wanted to put in action that very moment. Abraha decided to go and destroy the Kaaba.
His plan was put in action. Abraha was ready to go and destroy the Kaaba.
Abraha gathered a big army. Not any army, but an army of tall, wide, and heavy animals.
Elephants. He marched with his soldiers and elephants, stomping on anything that comes in their way. But were all the Arabs going to sit and watch Abraha ruin a great building that they owned for many years?
Of course not. A group of Arabs joined and formed an army to defeat Abraha and stop him from getting to the Kaaba. The two armies met. The Arabs fought with all their might, but Abraha's army was too strong. And it was the first time that the Arabs saw a real-life elephant. They had no knowledge on fighting them.
Abraha's army fought the Arabs until every one of them dropped to the ground. The leader of the Arab army was taken as a prisoner of war, and just as he was about to be killed, he told Abraha,
"Don't kill me. You might find use of me alive."
So Abraha decided against killing the Arab leader and took him with him. Abraha and his army left the battlefield. Now that they won this battle, Abraha had put in his mind that he now can go to the Kaba and destroy it.
So the army of elephants, with Abraha Al-Ashram, their leader, marched towards their destination,
Mecca. To be continued. Stay tuned for the part 2.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ذلك ومن يعظم شعائر الله فإنها من تقوى القلوب.
That is so, and whoever honors the symbols of Allah, it is certainly out of the piety of the heart.
So in this story we saw that Abraha wanted to make the Arabs forget about the Kaaba. and then he ended up wanting to destroy it. But there were some Arabs that valued the Kaba and knew it was very important, although they were not Muslims.
Because the one who values those symbols gets rewarded, and it's a sign that he is pious. And we all want to be pious.
Now, with what's happening in Palestine, we see people who have no humanity wanting to harm Masjid al-Aqsa and our Muslim brothers and sisters who are around Masjid al-Aqsa, who are valuing Masjid al-Aqsa and putting their lives and the lives of their children who did nothing wrong in order to protect Masjid al-Aqsa from those unhuman people.
We can all help our Muslim brothers and sisters who are valuing the symbols of Allah, Masjid al-Aqsa, even with the borders that hold us from going there. We can boycott,
we can go to protests,
we can make dua,
we can send money to them.
We can do a lot from where we are, but we must keep the piety in our hearts, and in order to do that, we must go back to the Quran. We must start reciting more to purify our hearts, to make more and more piety enter our hearts.
With the Quran in our hand and our actions in the other, we can protect and value one of Allah's symbols, Masjid al-Aqsa. Because at the end of the day, all that we want is Allah to be satisfied with us,
so that we can all enter Jannat al-Firdaus together, inshaAllah.
For more information about getting to Al-Firdaus,
subscribe to do more good deeds,
give a like to studying the Quran,
and share your knowledge with the rest of the world.
And that's all for today's story.
Jazakallah khairan for joining us. And no matter how busy life gets, don't forget our brothers and sisters in Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أذان بلال سنأتي ببأس لأهل الخنا ونشفي الصدور بوأد الضلال ونشفي الصدور